All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the RaidCall EMS 1 Summer 2013 American Group Stage. We have a great series ahead of us. We've got Evil Geniuses versus Typical Mistakes.
Remaining.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on Neo Dota. My name is Maut. I'm really happy to bring you this game. It's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys were here earlier, but we had a great series between KP and Arctic. I'm not going to spoil that game for you. I'm going to get the VODs done tonight so you guys can check that out. But that was in Group A. This is Group B, of course, Evil Geniuses and Typical Mistakes. Two teams I am very familiar with. And I am happy to see Sleazel coming in for Typical Mistakes. It's just like old times. Of course, for those of you that don't know, Goody, as he's now called, or he used to be a fan of Soyan, led a team called Gratz Though, which included Sleazel, Goody, Broccoli, Pandago, and Arteezy. And they did really well for themselves up until the point where they had to face, I believe it was Team Liquid in Killing Spree North America. After that game, they disbanded, and now Typical Mistakes is back. And they've got a pretty good lineup here. Sleazel's a great offlaner, great player in general. Really love his play. Of course, they're playing against one of the best American teams out there. One of the best teams in the world, in fact. Evil Geniuses, so strong. What can you say about them? Fear, just such a great leader, just such a great support as well. And we've seen him play everything. And he's Old Man Dota. Hashtag Old Man Dota, I suppose. But jumping into the picks and bans, ladies and gentlemen, this is 6.78, by the way. So everything's a little bit different. We've got, of course, the 2-2-1 picking and banning rather than the 2-3 as it were, or whatever it was before. But we're going to jump right into the ban phase here. We see Io and the Gyrocopter going down for Evil Geniuses. The bans on the side of Typical Mistakes are the Storm Spirit and the Bat Rider. They'll pick up the Darkseer first. Not a huge nerf to him. He just, of course, had his Vacuum cooldown increased by just a little bit. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how, of course, they do lane that with the Darkseer. Evil Geniuses, they love to play with some really great strategies. Templar Assassin has been a thing for Demon recently. I mean, they've loved playing him. On top of that, they've done a bunch of different strategies, including Visage. Fear's been playing some different supports. Really interesting stuff. I'd like to give a shout out to everybody here from NA Dota. Really glad you guys are joining me here. And just everybody in general in the chat. This is going to be a lot of fun. Now remember, guys, you can go ahead and buy a ticket, show off your EG pennants inside the game client if you so choose to. Check out that ticket. It's actually really nice because it not only covers the American side of everything, it also covers the European side. So there's another cup, I believe, for the Europeans, and then it's going to go into the group stages as well. So I'm really glad you guys are joining me tonight. Nyx Assassin coming out for EG and the Dragon Knight. They've run the Dragon Knight a lot recently. They put Jo up on him either solo safe lane or in the mid lane. Just get him really quick level 6 and of course just be able to just do so much damage and have that early Elder Dragon to push those towers. Rubik from the side of Typical Mistakes is going to get picked up there. I love that pickup, especially against those two heroes. There's no big, you know, team fighting hero coming out just yet for the side of Evil Geniuses, but I mean, you can steal some good spells. Breathe Fire, Dragon Form could be nice, but I don't expect the Dragon Form to do a whole lot unless you get it early on. Nyx Assassin, though, if you can get a Vendetta somehow, you'll definitely be in a good position. Or even any of those spells really could be really nice to have if you are playing that Rubik.
10 seconds
the next bans are going to be coming out. The Syllabear is going to go down in the flames there. As you can see, we're going to see, of course, Typical Mistakes banning out some other stuff real quick. And, well, they've got some time here. So we're going to see approximately 2 more bans from Typical Mistakes, 1 more ban from Evil Geniuses, and then 2 more picks for both teams. So that's the change there for the Captain's Mode. So really looking forward to this game. I've got a soft spot in my heart for both of these teams. Casted both of these teams, especially in, of course, well, sort of Gratz, though, I guess you can consider, in Killing Spree North America. You know, I'm really looking forward to actually just, you know, seeing how these guys play. And hopefully, you know, everybody can meet up at TI3, get to know one another. Interesting, to say the least. The dichotomy of players coming to TI3. Of course, they're going to see the Kunkka band coming out from EG, the Clockwork band coming out from the side of Typical Mistakes. So, another band from Typical Mistakes, then 2 more picks to go for both sides. Now, this is a best of 3 series, guys. I want to remind you that, so do not head out of here after this first game is over. You know, there's still another game and potentially a 3rd game on top of that afterwards. So, looking to be really interesting. And we'll see the Nature's Prophet band. Love that band. They pick up that hero a lot on the side of Evil Geniuses. And Bambo plays it really, really well. So I think that that's a great ban out from the side of Typical Mistakes. We're going to see, of course, EG. They're going to grab a hero here in just a moment. And we're not sure what it is just yet. They have right now the Nyx Assassin, the DK. Potentially can pick up a side lane hero right now. Maybe mid if they don't want to send that DK mid. Or another support. They've got a lot of room to maneuver here. Typical Mistakes, they've got a support. They've got that side lane hero. Probably going to, grab something like a carry here in the next couple of minutes. So yeah, definitely going to be interesting. 1 minute and 37 seconds left in the reserve time right now. So both teams using the reserve time a little bit. That's not too bad, however. They've got plenty of reserve time left to really think about what they want to go here, what kind of composition they want to run. DK is good, I think, if you're going for that early pushing build. I think they're going to grab the Templar Assassin as well. Definitely a good pickup there. I think that Typical Mistakes might make the decision of running that Darkseer up against the Templar Assassin in mid. We've seen that from time to time against EG. But every time someone decides to do that, EG still does really well. Demon gets plenty of farm on that Templar Assassin, and it just turns out poorly for the Darkseer. So I'm not sure if Typical Mistakes will do that. They're going to go ahead and pick up a Chen. Certainly a great hero there to pick up. And then EG going to pick up the Kodal. Kodal and Nyx together. Definitely a strong synergy for those supports. Looking forward to seeing how they're going to play up against the Chen as well, who's got a lot of healing power in his own right. Typical Mistakes, they've got another pick here, and then we're going to jump into the last two bans of the game. Looking forward to that. Once again, while we've got a moment, I'd like to thank the National ESL admins for, of course,
5 seconds remaining.
Throwing this tournament together. It's been a lot of fun, honestly. I've been doing a lot of the casts, and I gotta say, all these teams are great. Just really good teams. Love to cast them. So just a lot of fun to do that. And so I apologize. So the Naga Siren coming out from the side of Typical Mistakes. Very interesting there. Not sure how they're going to use that. I think they want to use that as a carry. Definitely interesting. Going to see how it does work up against these heroes. Really interested to see what they can do with that Naga Siren, how much farm they can get. Will Goody be playing the Naga Siren? Where are they going to lane it right now? At this point, it's going to be a defensive dual lane pseudo tri-lane with that Chen in the jungle, I'd imagine. I don't think they're going to go aggressive with it. I've seen it happen before, but I just don't think that's going to happen. Queen of Pain ban coming out from the side of EG. Typical Mistakes ban is going to be coming in just a moment. So EG going to ban out that mid hero. Doom going to get banned from the side of Typical Mistakes. That's an interesting ban to be sure. Have not seen a Doom pick yet. I'm not sure if there was one earlier in a different game, but I actually have not had the pleasure of seeing a Doom in a game as of yet with this new patch. And that's really the exciting thing, is just seeing how each hero stacks up with this new patch coming along. EG, they've got 20 seconds, then they've got the 1 minute and 25 seconds left on the reserve time. Looking forward to that. That'll be definitely interesting there. And, well, right now they have the mid. They've got the DK, Nyx Assassin, and Keeper of the Light. So they're probably going to need to pick an offlaner here, unless they want to sign DK solo safe lane, and then they could just put something else with that tri-lane. And we might see them do that here. 1 minute and 25 seconds left on reserve time, like I was talking about. So if you're thinking about what he wants to go for in terms of just picking here. And in terms of offlaners, there's not a whole lot left. Of course, the Syllabear's been banned out. Of course, Bat Rider's been banned out. They could go for Magnus offlane. I don't see that happening. They could go for Windrunner. They could go for Beastmaster. Not sure about those pickups. They're going to go for the Enigma. So what that screams to me is he going to go offlane? Is Templar Assassin mid? Offlane Enigma, tri-lane bottom? I'm not 100% sure. They could be doing a 2-1-2. And then the Morphling pickup coming out from the side of Typical Mistakes. Really interesting. Are they going to send him mid is the question. I'm really looking forward to seeing how Morphling does stack up now that, of course, the patch is out here. EG going to pick up their heroes, Typical Mistakes. They're all good to go. So, once again, this is, of course, the RaidCall EMS 1 Summer 2013. We've got EG versus Typical Mistakes in a best-of-3 series, guys, here on Neo Dota. Thanks for joining us. So, really, really, really looking forward to this game, guys. Absolutely. Just waiting on the two players from EG to pick up their heroes. Demon, of course, going to jump on that Templar Assassin, Keeper of the Light. Looks like Beat is going to be on him. And then we'll jump into the game in a moment.
10 seconds. 10 seconds.
So we're seeing some rather odd pickups from both sides, but at the same time, very exciting. Then again, of course, the Enigma not so odd. How they lane it might be odd. I'm not used to seeing the Enigma in the solo lane, but it certainly could work for him, and I'm excited to see if it will. So jumping into the game, we're going to get some introductions going here. On the side of Evil Geniuses, we're going to see Demon on the Templar Assassin. Jay will be on the DK. We're going to see Beat is on the Keeper of the Light. Bambo will be on the Enigma. And Fear to round out that lineup on the Nyx Assassin. Meanwhile, on Typical Mistakes' side, we've got Cakes on the Darkseer. Going to see Sleazel on the Rubik. Ryu will be on the Naga Siren. I'm a Sheep. Sucks will be on the Chen. And Goody will be on the Morphling. So it looks like they're going to send mid the Naga Siren. Very interesting choice. I want to see how that works out, especially if he's going up against Demon. Really interested to see how they're going to play against that. Meanwhile, heading down bottom, it is 4-man aggression versus 5-man aggression right now. EG looking for maybe an early pick-off here, an early kill, something along those lines. And they might find it. Cakes and Sheep are kind of roaming a little bit far out. But it looks like Fear as well as Beat is. They don't want to go too far away. I don't think they want to really cross this point unless they can find somebody here, but they actually might. Cakes is going to spot out, nope, Goody, excuse me, is going to spot out Demon as well as the rest of the EG crew looking for some 5-man aggression right now. Can they get a stun? Malefice not skilled up first. That was the demonic conversions instead, so there's no real disables here. Dragon Tail might have been there, or the Impale, but they couldn't get the Impale going from Fear. They'll throw that ward down right next to this creep camp. That'll block it, I believe. So definitely going to be interesting to see, and they're going to throw a sentry ward down as well, very smartly. Stop Chen from getting those creeps in the large camps here. There's still this one available, and then this sentry ward, I don't know if that's going to block it out, but they're going to walk by it. So Chen may have a very difficult time here. So immediately, EG getting map control over the jungle of the side of Typical Mistakes. So that's very interesting to see. Rebrews, he's going to be heading mid on that Naga Siren. I want to see how he matches up against Demon here. Demon, of course, should be able to do some decent damage to Ryu. Only 48 base damage, no Quelling Blade or anything like that for Ryu, so he might have a tough time. And Demon, of course, going to go Refraction first. He might just try to be really aggressive. And Fear is actually sitting up on the high ground, looking for maybe a stun on Ryu. He's going to throw up a Mana Burn, so he's skilled Mana Burn first. So Ryu's just going to take a quick Mana Burn. Riptide is going to be the main CS factor for Ryu, I think. He's just going to try to get CS by using that Riptide. Demon, of course, that Riptide lowers that armor. That's going to be nice to have later on. Checking out the other lanes, however, up at the top lane, Jo. Looks like he's getting free farm here, so you can pretty much see that. Cakes is trying to start in the jungle. That is not going to happen. So, I mean, these camps are all blocked, and there's nothing that Typix can really do about this, unless they just sentry everything. But they are pretty much screwed at this point. They are in a bad position right now. Cakes is going to roam through in the mid lane right now. Maybe just try to scare Demon off, but he's sitting at 4 CS right now. The good news for the side of Typical Mistakes, you see Goody. He's got 5 CS, so he's getting free farm right now. There's nobody down here against him. Fear is actually, Bambo, excuse me, is up in the jungle right now with those conversions, with those Eidolons. He's just able to farm away just fine. But this does mean that they're giving free farm up to the Morphling here, who is going to need it. He's going to have to get some decent farm to be really effective this game, and I think we'll see that happen if they can get him some farm. But right now, Sheep is just looking for anything, and he can't find it, unfortunately. And that's just the worst feeling in the world when you're on that Chen. You're just like, I guess I can't get a creep now, so that sucks. But up in the top lane right now, you can see Cakes is already roaming up here. He's going to have to be forced up here, as you can see. It looks like he's going to try to go for this pull here on this creep camp. He might be able to get it. Just 3 of them, but that's enough. I mean, that one creep doesn't really matter, I guess. JO's going to see, oh, there's only 1 creep there. JO also very low in life right now. Doesn't matter. I mean, he's got really... There's no concern, I think, against that Darkseer. He's not going to be doing a whole lot. Mid lane is really where all the action is going to be right now. Rebrews has 6 CS, as you can see, but 10, of course, going to the side of Demon, and 6 denied. So, yeah, I mean, this mid matchup, definitely not what they wanted, I think. Ryu's definitely having a tough time. Invis coming up for Sleazel. He's going to roam through mid, going to try to find anything, but these sentry wards are causing such a problem for Typical Mistakes right now. And you can see Sheep finally does pick a Centaurcon here, but he's only sitting at level 1 right now, and so is, of course, the Rubik right now. They're going to try to go on Demon. He's going to Meld Strike. There's going to be the Refraction Break. He's going to get stunned up. The Centaurcon stunned. Demon in some trouble. Might go down for first blood. More Meld Strikes. Centaurcon stun not available. They don't have any vision. It looks like they're just sitting around here. No Fade Bolt as well, but the Riptide will get the kill from Ryu, and he'll get that first blood gold as well. So a nice pickoff, good gank, roaming through mid, and that'll provide them some experience as well. That'll get Sheep up to 2, Sleazel as well up to 2. So that's exactly what they needed there, despite not getting any farm. That puts them up a little bit. Meanwhile, Goody continuing to farm, as you can see. 2 circlets on him, the Tango, the double GG branch, 1,000 gold in the bank. We'll see what he wants to pick up first. Probably going to grab the boots and maybe the Wraith Bands or something like that. Up in the top lane, Jo sitting at 15 CS, so he's not quite as farmed, of course, as Goody is, but that can change very quickly, as we've seen Jo outfarm a lot of people, you know, in the later stages of the game. Fear, of course, going to be going ahead and pulling, just like a good support. Grabbed up that Smoke of Deceit. He's also got a Sentry Ward on the ground, or in his inventory, excuse me. Beat is roaming through as well, just trying to leech some of that experience, it looks like. Jo going to continue to farm away. And so that's probably going to be the last aggression, I think, for some time. I don't see another gank happening unless Sleazel's going to be able to pick up this 4-minute rune, which he might. And this is exactly what they need to do. Get rune control over Demon right now. Just make it difficult for him. Just have him use his Battle Crow as much as possible, which, by the way, has changed. So, Sleazel. It is the top rune. Ryu's going to bottle that up. It is the illusion rune. Demon going to use a Meld Strike on that catapult. Smartly going to be able to get that kill. So right now, no rune control for the side of Demon, and that's a big deal. I think with the changes as well, that's certainly going to be annoying. But now with Smoke Gank, and it's 2-man right now, Cakes can come in on the other side, but they're going to throw an Iron Shell up on the Centaur Conqueror, if you will. Demon in the mid lane right now. They need to hit this ensnare, and there it goes. Demon's going to get ensnared up. He's also going to Refraction Meld Strike up onto Ryu right now, but there's the Telekinesis, the Centaur Con stun. It's going to miss, but Demon taking a lot of damage, and the Fade Bolt going to grab the kill. No, Naga gets it, actually. Thought the Fade Bolt grabbed that kill, but another kill for Ryu Bruce here, and that's really nice. That's going to provide him some more gold as well as experience, and the ganks are really working right now in favor, of course, of Typical Mistakes. However, that being said, you look at the CS for everybody else on the side of EG, and they're doing really well for themselves. J.O.'s pretty close to Goody at this point, who is free farming down bottom. 2,000 gold already for this Morphlink here. He's pretty much getting all of the CS that he possibly can. 33 at 5 minutes into the game. He's looking good. He's looking very good. Alright. Up in the top lane right now. Beat is J.O. Roaming around. 1,400 gold in the bank for the DK. So he's got a decent amount of gold as well. I don't think he'll go for anything like a Midas. You don't really see that on a DK too often. Generally just going to pick up the tread, the drums, if you will. Or phase, I'm not sure. I believe it's treads for the DK, but I'm not 100% sure what they go nowadays. I can't remember. Keeper of the Light, level 4 right now. I'm going to throw up an Illuminate, just to try to do some damage that can. Get 2 kills as well on those small little satyrs. Goody and Sleazel down to the bottom lane, thinking about pushing this right now. Demon, going to throw up a ward here. Smart ward, going to give him vision of the 6-minute rune, and of course the trap as well on top of that. Up in the top lane, they're going to try to go for this tower. Jo is level 6, popped Elder Dragon form, looking for the tier 1 tower in the top lane. Naga Siren with another rune popped off, and Demon's going to throw up another ward there smartly. So this ward is actually about to run out, so that camp will be available. Sleazel again, Sheep, Smoke again, and they're just using it on cooldown at this point. Ryu trying to bait this a little bit. Demon, he's sitting on his side of the river right now, so they've got to be patient here. If Ryu needs to open up, he needs to open up with that ensnare. There it goes. Demon definitely in some trouble. That ensnare is just so destructive there. Gonna drop him back to the ground. Demon in some trouble. The Fade Bolt again, but the Fraction, that'll save his life. They're not gonna dive this. And Psionic Trap to slow him down as well. So this time it's 2 out of 3, I guess, for the side of Typical Mistakes. They won't get that gank on Demon, but now I'm understanding what they want to do with that Naga Siren. That ensnare is so good. Just make sure they get complete control on Demon in that mid lane. Meanwhile, roaming around, Fear. He's got Spike Carapace, so if he gets hit by Ryu, there's the ensnare. Fear is going to pop his Spike Carapace, perhaps. He does not have, of course, his ultimate yet. Meanwhile, the stun, Naga Siren Sleep available if he wants to use it. Body blocks. Excellent body blocks from Ryu right now. This slow coming out. There's the Spike Carapace. Fade Bolt avoiding a lot of that damage, but the Chen's going to pick up the kill. 3 kills now going for Typical Mistakes side. And a pause coming out from Beatiz. Looks like we're getting another lag spike, which happens from time to time in the EG layer. So, well, can't really avoid that. I'll ping it up, I suppose, but yeah, a little bit of a spike there. Up to 160, almost 200 there. So, yeah, makes sense. Looks like it's probably going down. There it goes. Go, go, go. They call the spike down and back into the game, and we'll see if they chase after Demon here. They've got Ensnare available. They've got this Song of the Siren. They're not going to use it to send anything up here, but Typical Mistakes, their lanes weren't working because of everything being warded in the jungle, which those wards are gone, by the way, but the kills have been going and flowing for the side of Typical Mistakes, all pretty much onto one person. Demon's got 2 of those deaths. The other goes to Fear right now. Looking at Jo, he's at 38 CS. Goody is sitting at level 7, 53 CS at 7 minutes and 33 seconds. So Goody is absolutely farming his brain out. Ridiculous. So Typical Mistakes, they're looking good right now. If we look at the graph, 1,000 experience lead for EG, so there is that. And also 1,500 gold lead. So while it looks good for Typical Mistakes, in reality, EG actually is the one with the lead. So very surprising there, kind of. But now, Sheep is going to get some chances here to, of course, get some experience. Level 4 for Fear, level 4 for the other 2 supports on Typical Mistakes' side, and then you got level 5, Koda level 6, of course, on that Enigma, level 6 on Cakes right now as well. And Goody down in that bottom lane, still with 3,200 gold in the bank. I mean, he is going to get maybe 70 CS by the 10-minute mark there. But now, finally, the Kodal does come down. Beat is down here, of course, with that Illuminate. Going to cause a little bit of trouble for Goody. And It's going to stop his farm just momentarily, but he will pick up that catapult. 3,400 gold. What is he going to buy with his first item is the question. I mean, he's got so much money in the bank. If he goes down, that's going to be some gold lost there. I don't think he wants that. Illuminate coming out again. Beat is just sitting in the trees there. Goody knows where that's coming from, but now Beat is going to TP out, and I think they might have noticed that. And he'll TP back to the tower, the tier 1 tower, in fact. Top lane, no tier 1 here available. So the only tier 1 that was taken was, of course, for the side of EG, and I think that's where a lot of the gold is coming from. That being said, Ryu, sitting at level 7 right now, he's got his treads done. A lot of that gold coming from kills. Certainly really nice to have. Jayo, of course, he's going to try to go ahead and push this tier 2 tower, but there are 2 heroes here, including Ryu, who can song if he needs to, but I think he'd rather use it defensively at this point. They're not going to try to set up anything offensively. This tower is also getting pushed to tier 1 mid, but Goody continuing to farm. He does buy something. That was the dire one. The Eagle Song already. So he's going for the earliest shotgun I think I've ever seen in my entire life. So Goody with complete free farm at 70 CS at about 930. He can potentially eclipse 71, 72, but now Ryu. Bambo is here. He's got Black Hole, by the way. Mech is in his inventory. No boots just yet, so he's a little slow. Ryu going to get Psionic Traps. He's also going to back off. Nice Riptide to clear up the creeps there. So the shotgun is going to be so fast. Of course, he does need that Ghost Scepter as well, but that shouldn't be too hard to farm at this point, considering how much CS he's gotten. I mean, they need to gank him drastically. 57 is not going to cut it for Jayo in comparison. He does have that Midas, however, so I said, you know, maybe they're not going to go for that Midas on Jayo. I was wrong. They do pick it up for him. So DK now does have that Midas. That's going to eclipse his farm. Meanwhile, we'll check out the net worth while we have a chance here. And, of course, Goody is leading the way with that Eagle Song on him right now, but he needs to get boots. He also needs to get that Eagle Song, or excuse me, Ethereal Blade completed. I forgot the name of the item because I haven't seen it in forever, but forgive me. Ryu Bruise is going to back right off here, and Demon is, of course, back in the mid lane, continuing on farming. He's got that Invis Rune up on him, and so both teams content with farming right now after losing 3 deaths, earlier for EG. They're not looking to do anything a little too hasty, except they have a Demon who's in Viz right now. Bambo behind him with, of course, the Black Hole Mech as well, but no boots, so he won't be able to get in position that quickly. They need something to set it up, and, of course, the Naga Siren ult is on the other side. There goes the Elder Dragon form. No fortification available. It looks like Jayo wants to take this tier 2 tower, and they also need to ping on this. It looks like Demon's coming in as well as Bambo. No fortification, just like I talked about, but they want to try to go on Fear as well as Jayo. They're going to smoke up. Fear's going to get seen immediately. He's also going to Vendetta. He's looking for a kill on Shen. Might be able to grab him. Fear's going to open up on him, I believe. Perhaps there it goes. There's the Vendetta and the Impale. Enough damage plus Jayo's Breathe Fire. There's the Naga Siren ult right now. Ryu just trying to hold everybody in place. They need everybody to get here right now, but it looks like they're just trying to stop this push, and it's too late now. Demon is going to go ahead and take that tower. So now the aggression is coming out from the side of EG, and this is exactly what they need to do. They need to push in. They need to try to make it so that Goody is uncomfortable farming right now. He's sitting very close to, well, no, not anymore. He's going to buy boots to go ahead and maybe try to fight now, but yeah, they're just going to go ahead and push, realizing that they've got the better fight until you get, of course, typical mistakes up with Morphling getting some items right now. So this is the problem with what Goody is doing. He's not doing anything other than farming. He's trying to go for that early shotgun, and when he gets it, it'll be really, really, really great damage, and it'll just clean up essentially. But until that happens, EG kind of might mop the floor, excuse me, with the side of typical mistakes, probably in a team fight, which is why you see TM playing so passively. I mean, there's no damage coming out from Naga, not really a whole lot from Goody. I mean, yes, he does have that Eagle Song, but you need more than that. Sheep is going to provide minimal damage at most. It's level 1 Test of Faith. Who else? Case does not have wall yet. He's only sitting at level 8. He needs to get to, of course, level 11. That's the magic number there. And he doesn't even have a mech yet. He's very close, but still not there yet. Beat is saying maybe we should do a Roche right now. Demon's there. He's maybe prepared for it. Looks like something's flying out to him right now, as you can see. That is a Blink Dagger bottle on the ground, as you can see. Up in the top lane, Jayo is farming with Fear. Fear's going to go ahead and Vendetta up, looking for a kill on Goody, and he doesn't have a Replicate. He needs to TP out, but he's not going to be able to. There's going to be the initiation. He's going to immediately Strength Morph right now. Might not be enough. There's the Strength Morph. He needs to try to TP. The Impale not available. Dragon Tail is. Goody definitely just trying to bide his time, and it looks like Jayo will pick up this kill. The Strength Morph doing a good job, but Jayo does pick up the kill. And there was nothing he could do about that. I completely forgot about the Dragon Tail. There was nothing he could do. He couldn't TP out. He was just in a bad position. He didn't have Replicate either. If he had Replicate, obviously he'd be in a better position, I should say. But Naga Siren now in the mid lane, going to go ahead and farm. It looks like a creep camp here. But yeah, Goody's going to get put behind because of that. He will go ahead and buy a Wraith Band, realizing he needed to buy something before he died. So he did a good job of that. Still, he's 1,600 gold away from that Ghost Scepter. You need to get that if you want to go for that E-Blade. And he, well, he had a good start now, but of course that kill is going to allow Jo to get him back up to where Goody is right now. And I think EG realizes they kind of have control a little bit in this game. They've got a 3,000 experience lead. They've got a 5,000, maybe more gold lead at this point in time. The net worth chart, they're starting to lead the way here with the Midas, of course, on the DK side. Of course, he's also got a Shadow Blade completed up on top of that. So Jo looking very good with that Shadow Blade. Templar Assassin with the blink already, and of course Bambo with the mech and his boots finally completed, so there you go. But still not a whole lot of action just yet. Not a whole lot of action. But this is one of those games, when you get those core items up, we're going to see some big fights, I think, some big clashes, if you will. 700 gold for the Chin, as he's going to be going for Arcanes next, I'd imagine, considering Cakes is going to be getting up that mech fairly soon right now. And he does have that recipe completed. Down to the bottom lane, Goody's starting to get some room to farm here. Still quite a ways away from that Ghost Scepter, but they need to try to take some towers here. The unfortunate thing is that EG is going to be able to stop them from doing that at any point here. Demon now going ahead in Roche, as you can see. He's going to be using that Mode Strike. Bambo's going to take this up a little bit. He does have his mech, so of course this has been sort of EG strategy for the past few times I've casted them. If you ever have a Templar Assassin, just go for that early Roche, especially if you have the map control here. And Sluz is going to counter warp. He has absolutely no idea this is happening. So it looks like Roche will go down, and Demon should be picking up this Aegis. And that not only provides experience, but as well as gold. And that's huge for them early on in this game. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, they're in Snare, going on to Beatas. And, of course, Chen will get up that kill with, of course, the Test of Faith. Goody providing the support with the waveform. And there goes the Roche. And that's an Aegis up on Demon right now. 1,600 gold for him. Will they continue to try to push bottom as everybody from EG is here? And now there's a TP from Jo. It would be 4v5 without Beatas there. The Elder Dragon form's going to fly. They have Black Hole. There's a fortification coming out. Malphite's on a Ryu. He can Song and just try to stop this as quickly as possible. Impale going out to Goody. He's in some trouble. He can waveform out or replicate and will do so. There's the Song coming out from the side of Ryu. And they're just going to back off right now. They don't want to fight this. And Goody smartly getting out of there. And now they're going to keep chasing, however. Cakes is still backing away. He's only level 9, does not have that wall. He's got the mech, but they need to get back, maybe even get further back than this tier 1. I don't think they can fight here. Demon's going to jump right on top. They're going to be aggressive. There's the Ensnare. Jo doing a lot of damage, getting a kill on that Chin with his Breathe Fire. Of course, there's the Impale. Cakes definitely in some trouble, taking a lot of damage here. The Meld Strike. Cakes is going to fall in just a moment. Yes, double kill for Jo right now. Everyone else gets out. Sleazel, of course, he's TPing. Can they get him? No. There's the Malphite. Sleazel, he will go down as well. And that's 3 down right now. EG taking a nice fight for them after they got that Aegis. Meanwhile, trying to split push is Goody. He desperately wants that E-Blade. He couldn't fight with his team. Demon will TP back mid. And now Ryu wants to go on this. There's the Ensnare, but he blinks immediately into the trees. Nice job by Demon to avoid that. Blink Dagger up for the Enigma right now as well. So EG, they're looking to just try to keep their foot on the gas right now, and they're doing a good job of it, especially with that Aegis, with the Roche kill. We look at the graphs real quick. 7,500 experience lead for EG, 10,000 gold lead, and it doesn't seem like it should be that much, but it absolutely is. We look at the net worth right now. JO's doing very well, sitting almost at 10,000, as you can see. Demon, of course, sitting at 7,000, plus he's got that Aegis up on him. And the levels, I think, are really the big lead as well, as you can see. But as soon as that E-Blade is done, he might be able to start fighting and doing a lot of damage. But who knows? We'll have to see. He does have to level off the Adaptive Strike as well. It's certainly important. Bambo. Well, he's got that Blink Dagger, and I don't think we've seen a hole this entire game. And, I mean, they really haven't needed it. He does have the Blink Dagger now, so they can be aggressive. The tier 2 looks like it's going to be the next thing for the side of EG here. Demon's sitting in the mid lane. He's, of course, got that Meld Strike going. Aegis is actually getting burned down a lot by that Iron Shield creep, but he will pop up his Refraction. His bottle, I think, is still on the Courier. No, actually, I'm not sure where the bottle is. Blink out. Ryu looking to go on Beatas. There's the Ensnare. Blind's going to fly as well. There's going to be the Riptide. Beatas taking quite a bit of damage. He will fall. And, of course, Goody's going to be in a part of that kill. He's still 300 away from that Ghost Scepter. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, Fear roaming through, of course, with Bambo. Oh, this is a bad position to be in if you're on the side of typical mistakes. Demon might actually go down, but he's got an Aegis. They can turn around and fight this with a big Black Hole. This is very bad. They're going to Ensnare. Demon's going to go down. That's the Aegis gone. But look how clumped up they are right now. Bambo looking to fight this. He's coming around from the backside. He's in the trees. Demon will back off. That's a tower gone, but will they get this black hole? There's Jo on the backside looking to try to fight here. There's the stun onto Iron Sheep. There's the wall. Jo in some trouble. He's going to get that wall replica illusion made, and Jo taking quite a bit of damage, and Chen will take that kill, but now Bambo coming through. He wants this black hole. Sleazel and Iron Sheep, they're in a bad position, but Bambo is going to get Malphite. He's going to mech up right now. Bambo, he will fall. He will go down. Jo bought back. Where's Goody? He has enough. He's bought his Ghost Scepter right now. Ryu trying to go on Beatus. Beatus in some trouble. Beatus is going to fall as well. And now EG definitely in some trouble here. They lose that fight. Roaming through Fear, looking to initiate. He already used his Vendetta. But meanwhile, Tier 2 gone here. Goody's got to defend this, but his Ghost Scepter is done. It is flying out to him right now. That Ethereal Blade is going to be completed. Oh boy. Does the fun begin now? I'm not sure. We'll have to see what happens in these next few fights, guys. But looking at the graphs, that does provide a lot of solace for the side of Typical Mistakes. And that's 5,000 experience going to them, 10,000 gold as well, headed in their favor. Well, excuse me, in EG's favor, but it's actually dipping back into Typical Mistakes' favor. Sorry, I should have clarified. I apologize. Fear, down the bottom lane, he's got 1,000 gold, and I imagine he'll probably try to get a Blink Dagger next. He'll go with some wards as well, I imagine, and just try to help out in that department. But yeah, I do think he will go for a Blink. I don't think he'll pick up that Dagon, which, you know, a lot of people are kind of accustomed to see on the next Assassin. But Blink Dagger, I think, on the next Assassin, certainly the next pickup for him, I'm going to imagine. The Rubik going to roam on through. He's going to maybe use his Fable, clear this out. Sleazel doing a nice job of supporting, a role that I'm not used to seeing him in, but he's doing a very good job of it. And Goody now, with that Ethereal Blade, he's going to get his treads next. Going to TP back home, and then replicate in. Buy those treads. You don't want to buy those treads. He's waiting to get his mana full. Actually, he might just go for brown boots in general and just keep those. I don't think he should, but I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not in a position to talk about Goody's build. Blade of Alacrity up on the Naga Siren. I can expect to see probably a Diffusal Blade. Maybe a Yasha, but I think probably a Diffusal Blade if he can get to it. Shadow Blade is done. 3,000 gold in the bank for Sir Davion, the Dragon Knight. Jo is going to TP back to the Tier 2 tower, bottom lane. Tier 1's still available, by the way. Not in deny range, obviously. And, by the way, that Aegis is gone. Roche up in just about 5 minutes. Maybe a little bit less, in fact. Cakes has that mech done, by the way. Looking at the items, well, we've got a second here, and I'll throw up the net worth as well after this one. Vlad's, we already checked out. Definitely a good pick for those melee heroes. Demon with his Chrysalis done already, by the way. Hand of Midas for, of course, the Jo. And Shadow Blade's done as well. Looks like Beat is trying to go for Pipe of Insight, as the mech's already done on Bambo. Reaver up on Jo. Looks like he's going to be going for Heart next, I'd imagine. Or straight into a Satanic would be a bold maneuver. 11,000 net worth for Jo right now. And 8,000, of course, for Goody. So he's a little far behind. Fear with Vendetta. They're going to try to be aggressive here. They're looking in the jungle. They're not going to find anybody here in that big camp. Sheep's over here. They might roam up here on the high ground, but there is that Radiant Ward, and they spotted Fear out, I believe, and that means that Chen needs to get out now, but he's getting body blocked by his own creeps. Chen, no! The Ensnare onto Fear. There's going to be Impale as well, and Demon coming in to get that kill, but there's the shotgun. Fear, Spike Carapace in the waveform. Goody obliterates Fear. Demon in some trouble. There's the Ensnare coming in as well. They're all here. Demon in some trouble. He's going to try to survive. Not going to happen. Chen going to grab that kill with his creeps, as he already was down. And that shotgun, man, did Fear go down quickly. Dagon, what? No, what? Oh no, he's getting Dagon. And somebody observed it before me in chat. Oh boy, guys. Oh boy. Goodies down here in the bottom lane, gonna try to take this tower. Blind's gonna go, make his life a little bit harder while he can't attack that with his blind. I mean, he can. Fortification gonna fly out. They're missing 2 of their crucial heroes here. Meanwhile, Beat is doing a good job of pushing this back with the, of course, Illuminate. Doesn't matter. Naka's going to go ahead and grab that tower. And boom, Blade of Alacrity. There's the Diffusal Blade, all done. Level 1 Diffusal. That's going to be super nice to have against mobile heroes like, of course, the Templar Assassin. And maybe even Fear to a certain extent. Bambo going for BKB next. And this is going to be some black holes. I don't think he's had one yet this game. Very interesting to see if he's going to go down and just get a good black hole sooner rather than later. I mean, everyone's alive right now. They're kind of spread apart. As you can see, Beatas is over here going to go ahead and stack these Ancients up for Jo or for Demon, whoever wants them. There's the Diffusal Blade done for Rebrews. And right now, I actually want to check out the graphs here real quick. Still a nice experience lead for EG as well as Gold. So it looks like it should be so much better for Typical Mistakes, especially after that shotgun was done. But they're pretty far behind, and I think a lot of that comes because they just have a lot more towers. You know, that tower finally does go down, but there's still a tier 1 up here in the top lane. The experience they've gotten, that Roche kill, I think helped a lot in experience as well, despite the fact that they have more kills on the side of Typical Mistakes. I think the laning setup and the way that they just absolutely dominated these camps with wards way early in the game made it very difficult for Typical Mistakes to really accomplish anything. But now they're looking for Fear and Jo, and they might be able to find him. That's a completed Heart of Trask on Jo, by the way, and they're looking for a kill here. Sleazel is leading the way. He can maybe initiate with the telekinesis, and Fear is just waiting for just a moment. Surge onto Sleazel. He's looking for that telekinesis, but no, the Vendetta is going to come out from Fear just in time. Avoid that gank there. I don't want to jinx it right now, but the EG website, they're looking to take this game. They've got quite the lead, and this would be described as a throw. But they're in the driver's seat right now. They're doing really well. It would take a lot for them, I think, to lose this one. I mean, but it takes just one good team fight from Typical Mistakes, and then a Roche on top of that, which is up in about a minute, 30 seconds maybe even. Demon's sitting in the mid lane. He's got DD. He can obliterate someone who's traveling alone, and that's scary. Like Sleazel. Oh god. But no, they'll get away in time. Does anybody have a gem? I'm curious to see. Doesn't look like it. Net worth, you can see it up here, 12,000, 13,000 now for the DK, 10,000 for, of course, Goody, 9,000 for the Templar Assassin, and 8,000 for you up on that Naga Siren. Levels, 2 levels ahead of the next person is Jo right now, and that's just because of that Midas. That Midas providing you that little bit of extra experience that you need on top of the GPM, which, by the way, is 576 for Jo right now. So despite his slow start, his GPM is starting to get up there a little bit, just because of that early hand of Midas, whereas Goody, had he gone for something like something that would help him farm, that might have, you know, he might have been able to get that Ethereal Blade a little bit quicker, and he still just has brown boots, and I'm not sure why, but I'm not going to complain about it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here today on Neo Dota. My name is Maut. Having a lot of fun casting this game. It's 10 to 6. Hopefully you guys are having a good evening. So this is going to go ahead and counter-trap that. Daedalus is finished up for the Templar Assassin, so they've got the damage right now. And EG's sitting right around Roche. I think this is where the next fight breaks out, if not before or around it, I'd say. So what do you do now if you're on the side of Typical Mistakes is the question. They have this counter-warded, but of course there is this ward here on the high ground, which this shouldn't reach that, I don't think. So I'm not sure. I don't know what they're going to do. I think they need to be aggressive here with a smoke gank and try to pick somebody off, but the problem being, Kodal can recall anybody who's out of position. And Beatus has that ult up. He's going to try to get his pipe done very soon. In fact, I think it's done now. There it is. Pipe of Insight done for Beatus right now. Now they can look to fight aggressively. That wall is going to be annoying to deal with the vacuum on top of it. With a Pipe of Insight, it should alleviate a little bit, at least some of the damage there. Up in the top lane, Jo continuing on back to the base, or just in the jungle to farm some more. He's got that Heart of Trask. Problem being, he doesn't have a whole lot of damage. His next damaging item should come soon. A lot of the damage is coming from, of course, the Templar Assassin. And Demon's soloing this Roche, by the way. And that's his. So there's no way they can contest it. Even if they saw him go in there, he just blinked in and just soloed Roche. So Demon now has that Aegis. And so I was a little bit wrong. That fight wasn't around Roche. There was no fight around Roche. And now this is going to be EG's time to shine here in the next 6 minutes. Now they're going to TP up top. They're going to try to take this down. Goody's here. Can go for, oh, nope, they canceled it, it looks like. He's actually got Boots of Travel. So that's what he wanted to go for on the Morphling. Okay, that makes sense. I've seen that happen before. Boots of Travel on the Morphling. You can be pretty much everywhere on the map a little bit with that Replicate included. But now you see Fear coming by. The rest of his team is a little bit lacking here. Demon's being recalled. Looks like they do want to try to fight this. And Sheep going to get out first here. They're thinking about running into Fear. No gem. I don't know if they spot him here. It looks like they do know this fight is coming, though. And there it goes. There's the shotgun. The Dagon, though, right back onto Goody. Oh, goodness, but there's a big wall coming out. The pipe's on the ground as well. A lot of damage coming out. The blind coming out from Beatus. As you can see, no one down just yet, except for Fear. There's the Melt Strike onto Sleazel, but there's the wall of the Song of the Siren. Do they want to get out? Bambo still has his black hole right now. Looks like everyone is leaving on the side of Typical Mistakes. They knew they couldn't win that fight. Goody, he can replicate out, but he has a TP up in 4 seconds. He should be good to go. A 1-for-1 trade, and I think that was the smart play from Typical Mistakes. They needed to get out of there. They couldn't get Demon's Aegis down, however. The only thing they got was Fear. Actually, that was the Dagon. That wasn't reflected back at him. That was his own Dagon. So, excuse me. God, I called it wrong again. He didn't go for a Blink Dagger. In case you were wondering. Just, you know, just a little.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Alright, guys. Looking at the graphs real quick while we've got a second. 14,000 experience lead for EG. 10,000 gold. And, well, they're in the driver's seat, like I've said before. And really all they need to do is take these tier 2s down. If Typical Mistakes can get one good fight, if they can wait for that Aegis to wear off and they can get one good fight, they might start climbing their way back into this game. And I've said it all game, but it feels like Typical Mistakes isn't that far behind, but they certainly are when you look at it. I think a lot of it has to do with Cecil not getting the levels, the net worth, as you can see, not there for Cakes, and it's only barely there for those two. Now it looks like EG wants to just go ahead and push down mid while they have this Aegis. Demon playing aggressively. He's got a DD. Oh, dear God. That's going to be some damage there. They cannot afford to fight under that tower. They've got to let that tower go. No fort's going to fly. They're going to save it for the tier 3 or perhaps the other tier 2. I expect EG to go for the last tier 2 before they decide to push into the base here. They're going to fly out. Psionic trap on the ground there. Demon and Bambo backing up, saying, all right, let's go bottom, guys. I'm waiting for the black hole counter is 0 right now. That is the black hole counter as far as I know. If someone in chat saw something, let me know. You know, if you're watching a game, go ahead and throw out a, no, you're wrong. He definitely did a black hole, but I don't think I saw one this entire game. I mean, he hasn't needed to use one, so, you know, it's really not that concerning. I mean, if he was behind and didn't use his black hole, I might be like, all right, well, get a black hole off and we'll see how that goes for him. But Bambo, just so patient right now. He's got all of his items. I think he was waiting to get the pretty much the full Monty here before he decided to go in on anybody. Smoke Gang coming out from the side of Sleazel and Typical Mistakes. They're going to look up in the top lane, maybe just try to push that tier 2 tower. Meanwhile, EG, they're invised and smoked up of their own. Well, not really. Vendetta and, of course, the Shadow Blade are providing a little bit of invisibility, but other than that, nothing really going on. Ryu going to throw up his illusions on that tower momentarily. Going to go ahead and push this with Waveform in just a moment, but now EG going back up here onto the high ground into their own tier 1 tower where it would be in the mid lane. And Sheep, his illusions, or excuse me, his creeps are going to be able to do a nice job of scouting this out. In fact, they will see everything. So Dragon Tail coming out. Meanwhile, Demon doing some damage to those illusions. It looks like everybody's getting out right now from the side of Typical Mistakes. They take the tower, they back off, and in fact, they save their own tier 2 tower in the process, excuse me. And Goody now is going to try to TP out, and he will be able to do so. And Blink not available. There's the Sonic Trap. Oh, Bambo could have got that Malefice off, but not in time. Nice job to use, of course, that Midnight Pulse on the trees, but not going to help him there, unfortunately. Hodor. Hodor. Alright, guys. Gem of True Sight now up in the Naga Siren. That's what I was waiting for there. 3,000 gold in the bank as well. Dagon level 3 for the side of this Morphling, who is shotgun Morphling all the way till death. Do him part. The right click's going to be coming primarily out of Ryu here. He's going for a Heart of Trask next. Meanwhile, a lot of damage coming on Sheep. Here's Fear doing some damage, and the Dagon to clean it up. But there's the Entangle coming in. Cakes wants this. Spike Carapace is going to go. There's the Vacuum back. The Ensnare. Jo's here. Elder Dragon form pops. There's the Song of the Siren. They can't fight this. They have to wait till Chen gets back alive. They're going to head to their tier 3, it looks like, and Ryu's just going to use this defensively. Very smart play. Demon going to get stunned by it for a second, but he wants to take out that Wildkin Warchief. And will not, but he will kill the Dark Troll Warlord. That poor Dark Troll Warlord. Jo now, with, of course, his Elder Dragon form. They're going to try to break the base right now. Demon still has that Aegis for a minute, so I wanted to check that real quick, and hopefully I didn't miss anything, but I did not. Replicate, taking a lot of damage right now. They're going to try to focus this down first. Meanwhile, Demon taking a ton of damage here, but the Aegis, it is still available, and Goody, he might not have known that. The Wild Replica, where's the Vacuum? There it is. Big Vacuum coming out from the side of Cakes, but Demon is going in, doing a ton of damage, but Bambo will fall. No black hole. Demon getting purged. He's gone. Jo in some trouble as well. Does he have his V-Blade? In 10 seconds he does. Fear in some trouble. He's Vendetta. He's going to use his Spike Carapace. May he get out? He might be able to. Fear going on the high ground, but the urn doing some damage. No, that's his own urn. Now he's going to try to TP. Is there an Adapter Strike? Doesn't matter. Good, he gets the kill. He's on a killing spree. They take 3. They lose nothing unless you count the Chen earlier. But typical mistakes. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Double damage.
And that's not enough, obviously, but that's a nice foundation. It's a good start point for the side of typical mistakes here. And honestly, they're not getting outplayed or anything. It's just they've been suffocated early on. The strategy and EG is, and that may seem like, I think, a common thing to do, to throw that many wards out, but they absolutely just obliterated that jungle and made it almost impossible early on for Cakes, as well as, of course, the Chen. So they're looking for a tier 2 right now. They might be able to grab it here. Jo's back alive. Well, Jay actually didn't go down, but here's Bambo. Here's Beatas. Bambo looking for the perfect blink black hole, and this might be it right here. But there it goes. The tower will fly, and that I think he misses opportunity there. They're going to try to pursue here, but now a TP coming out from Sleazel as well. Goody now. Dagon level 4 or 5 next. Perhaps, I'm not sure. Oh, 3. Oh, so I was wrong. This game's a lot of fun, guys. 34 minutes in. And EG's got a commanding lead, but typical mistakes, they're not going to go away. They've got a 10,000 experience lead for EG, 10,000 gold lead, but it's starting to dip back in the side of typical mistakes. It's going to take a lot more than that. They're going to need a bunch of fights like that, and they need to get some farm. If it goes late enough, I don't even know if typical mistakes can really take a fight, because yes, you've got a Naga Siren that can do some nice damage, and you've got Ethereal Blade and all that stuff, but really, this is mostly magical damage, all magical damage, so BKB, if they decided to go down that route, stops a lot of that damage. And Jo's got just a ton of health anyway, so I mean, it would be difficult to kill him regardless. Typical mistakes, they look like they want to defend the tier 2. I don't think they will. They have a fortification, probably not going to use it. The illusion scouting forward from the side of Demon, and yeah. And Jo can throw up his Elder Dragon form. They're going to go ahead and try to take this, but now, oh goody, I'm not sure what that was. That was not what you wanted, and that, wow, was that a misplay. I mean, I'm sorry, but he's down for a minute. He's got no buyback. No way he has buyback. Absolutely not. And this is going to be Rax, I'd imagine. I don't know if there's any way you can defend this without him there. I'm not sure exactly what they thought they were going to be doing, but it's not working out in their favor. They do have a fortification. They might be able to stall this long enough. Ryu is going forward. There's the wall of replica. The Impale still on. Hand of God. Big black hole coming from Bambo. That's on 3. That's the first one of the game. And Demon just doing so much damage. But it was stolen. It was stolen by Sleazel. It was stolen by Sleazel. They might get Jo here, but the Maut Strike too much damage. Oh, and not enough there. Nice try, Sleazel. Nice try. But it will be a buyback from Cakes as well as Sleazel. It doesn't necessarily matter. They're going to use the fortification, but man, was that a big fight for the side of EG. The black hole's gone. Impale up on Cakes right now. They don't want to feed each other. Demon still with Refraction. Malphite's going the Fade Bolt. Demon with an Ultra Kill, and they kill him again. This is going to be Rax. And I gotta say, Goody. Goody. Why? Why, Goody? Why? Why? And he knows. I think he knows. It's so unfortunate that you make plays like that, but it does happen from time to time. The game is not over yet, but at the same time, that is something that they've got 6,000 gold in Templar Assassin. They've got Beatas, who's got 3,000 gold. Fear has 2,600. Bambo's got 2,300. Jo has plenty for buyback, and he'll go down. No, he'll Shadow Blade out. He'll make it out alive somehow. Jo survives there. Nice mech coming out from Bambo to save his life. And they won't even get that kill. There's no complimation. Never mind. You know what I mean. Anyways, grammatical errors aside. Alright. Korok with some nice insight. Thank you, Korok. That's mean. Dagon is done for the Nyx Assassin. And, yeah. He's sitting at level 4 Dagon. Diffusal Blade up for the Templar Assassin. Looking good. Looking very good. And they're not even going for BKB at this point. I think they kind of figured that they really don't need it. They have such a commanding lead. Buybacks available. A lot of them have it. Everybody except Fear has it on the side of EG. Looking at the graphs, 20,000 experience, 15,000 gold. But you got to hand it to Typical Mistakes. I mean, if they just maybe... And I want to say the reason they lost this game was because of the fact that they had all these camps warded early on in the game. But that certainly was, I think, a defining factor for it. And really what it comes down to was... I mean, these guys just got too much farm. And really what kind of accelerated them was not only JO's Hand of Midas, but Demon getting those real early Roches, soloing Roche, just getting all the items that he needed. So, it's tough. Typical Mistakes, they're hanging on right now. They still have 2 sets of racks left, but there's an Aegis available. EG's not even going to go for it at this point. Ryu backing off. His heart is done. Level 5 Dagon. Nope, that's level 4 Dagon, I believe, excuse me. So he doesn't have level 5 just yet, but he's getting there. He's going to TP up to the top lane with his Boots of Travel. Ryu chasing after Demon, but Demon, of course, is pretty tanky and, well, he can deal a lot of damage as well. Not just tanky, but Refraction, of course, is kind of difficult to deal with. Now they're going to go for Roche here. Jo looks like he wants to solo it. He's got, of course, got his Heart of Tarrasque, so he's got quite a bit of HP here right now. He's going to back off for the time being. I'm not sure why. Perhaps I think he was scared of Ryu, but Ryu is alone. Ryu is in an interesting position. He's going to check Roche. I think he was saying that maybe he was thinking that he can just song out if necessary, and, well, he might. Listen, Consolation, that was the one. There we go, guys. Thanks. Thank you very much. Thanks, chat. Oh, gosh, you guys are great. Oh boy. Alright, Sheep continuing onward with his little army there, the Alpha Wolf, the Ursa Warrior, and the Centaur Khan. So, I think it was one black hole Bambos had, and it was stolen by Sleazel. Now that makes so much more sense why he didn't use it. I completely forgot about this Rubik here. But then again, I mean, even when Sleazel did steal the spell, it was not enough, unfortunately. Meanwhile, all the creeps are being obliterated, as well as, of course, the illusions getting taken down slowly but surely. But these are tanky illusions. They are Heart of Tarrasque illusions, by the way. But they're all sitting around the Roche Pit. Ryu's just going to go right in here, take that regen rune up, and, well, everyone's meeting around here, but at the same time, there is vision everywhere. And that's not really a surprise. When you talk about EG and you talk about Beataz, vision is the first thing that you think of. He might be, and I'm not really sure if he can really, like, get a prize for this, but he might be the best warder, not only in North America, but maybe in the world. I'm just going to say that. That's maybe it's just my thoughts. Meanwhile, Goody trying to get out, waveforming away. Dagon going to hit him. He's going to Strength Morph right now. There's the slow, the stun as well. Song of the Siren coming out. Ryu here to save him. Goody's like, thank you. I'm going to waveform away now. And now Ryu also maybe in some trouble. Psionic Trap. You know, he was sent back to base by the Chen, I believe, somehow. I'm not sure how that happened, but... Very good defensive ult there from the side of Ryu. Will save his life, by the way. And, well, now EG's had enough playing around. They're going to go straight for the Roche Pit. As Demon's already started Roche, so... Demon going to finish up his Mantis style. Top lane, Sleazel's going to try to push with Cakes. There's no tier 2. The only tier 2 left is here in the bottom lane. Roche going to go down. Demon going to pick up another Aegis, and I think that is Cheese as well, going on Fear, who's got a Dagon level 4 himself. Also a Gem of True Sight for him. Ryu now... He's sitting with just the same that he's had before, I believe. 2,000 gold in the bank, however, might just be saving for buyback here. Looking at buyback, only one on the Radiant side has it, and that is, in fact, Ryu. So, Goody's trying to farm away. Dagon level 4 still. And, of course, he's got Boots of Travel, but he cannot afford to go down. And that was really unfortunate about, I want to say, 10 minutes ago when he went down. And that was the reason why they lost those racks down in the bottom lane. I don't know. He might have just misclicked or something, but he waveformed forward here while everybody from EG was right here and the rest of his team sitting right around here. Just not... Yeah. That's unfortunate, and I feel bad for Goody, but at the same time, they've got to... If they do end up losing this game, it's certainly not over yet. They've got another game to really get back into it. And, but right now, I mean, EG, they've got such a lead. 25,000 experience, 20,000 gold. Looking at the net worth chart, I mean, been sitting at that for a while. He's got 2,000 gold in the bank. He does pick up his Chrysalis. His AC's also done. Probably sit for buyback and then pick up that Daedalus when he can afford it. Sleazel and Cakes. I'm just trying to push this back, but it looks like they want to go for mid-racks right now. Bambo's here. He's got his Blink. He's got his BKB. He's got his Black Hole. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen here. I mean, this is going to be the last gasp, I think, for the side of typical mistakes. They're going to recall Jayo. He'll be brought into this siege, essentially, of River Run. The tier 3 tower. Low health, as you can see. Psionic Trap on the high ground. Just going to do some slowing there. And Jay, of course, in his Elder Dragon Ice form, going to be doing a lot of splash damage and damage in general. I mean, Chrysalis, the AC, the Shadow Blade on top of that. Of course, Illuminate's coming out from Betas right now. Pipe is going to go. Here it is. This is where they want to push right now. And this tier 3 is going to go down. They're going to get on the high ground. Eidolon's going to move first. There's going to be the Fade Bolt coming in right now. Blink, anything might be coming soon. Bambo is in the back lines, as you can see, way in the back lines. They're waiting for an initiation. There's the Ensnare on Jayo, as you can see. Cakes is going to throw up that wall. He's taking a lot of damage. There's the Hand of God. Jayo going to be able to survive just fine. The shotgun was going on him, but that's going to be it. Cheese is on the ground right now. Demon getting chased. He does have the Aegis, by the way. Jayo reusing his Elder Dragon form. He's back up to full with that cheese right now. Meanwhile, buyback immediately from Cakes as he goes down. Ryu, Demon going to focus right down onto 2. He's going to get a double kill. Ryu going to back right off. Goody's still alive. The Aegis is up. They're going to try to go on Demon. There's going to be, of course, the Dagon. A lot of damage. Demon going to go down right now. Jayo also maybe in some trouble here, but here comes Bambo looking for a Black Hole perhaps. No, he's going to blink back out. Jayo's still alive somehow. Of course, using that Shadow Blade. Fear trying to get out as well. Goody chasing, but his team is behind him. Templar Assassin behind back. Jayo taking more damage. There's the Fade Bolt. The Mana Lead. Goody's got no life right now. Dagon, Breathe Fire. Goody, Impale. Is there a Black Hole? Yes, onto Sleazel. He'll get it on him. Double kill for Demon. Ryu gonna go in immediately with that Song of the Siren, but he might have just killed himself there as the BKB is going for Bambo. Song of the Siren is gonna wear off. Demon gonna try to use that Psionic Trap. Will do so, but now they're gonna focus on the racks. And EG, in a clowny engagement, they're gonna take the fight. They're gonna take a racks and they're gonna head up top looking for the tier 3 now. And GG is called from Goody. In an excellent game 1, EG just seemed to suffocate out the opponent's typical mistakes. They made a few mistakes, unfortunately, that were typical. Ha ha he he. And they're going to move on to game 2. They're going to look to maybe pick up a new game plan here. They wanted to try out the Morphling. They had such a fast shotgun, but it just was not enough. They got some early kills. They potentially could have turned it around, but Goody with a fatal air. And wasn't the reason they lost the game, unfortunately, but certainly, I think, really kind of turned the tides back in EG's favor there. Nyx Assassin double kill. Jayo gonna go ahead and just tank the fountain. Sheep gonna use his Ghost Scepter. He'll still survive. Jayo getting blocked in, but the Breathe Fire will take it down, and that's a double kill for him. Waiting, of course, on Ryu to disconnect out of the game. What was that? There's a command to end games, but oh well. And there we go. That's gonna be it. So EG's gonna take a command in game 1. Goody. He's gonna get sheeped up. He's gonna go down. And that's going to be the end of the game, guys. So thank you very much for joining us here on twitch.tv/NeoDota. Check out nationalesl.com. If you enjoyed the casting, my name is Maut. You can follow me at twitter.com/MautDota2 for any of you that are interested. I'd also like to thank our sponsors, of course, Need for Seat and RaidCall. I'd like to say check out nationalesl.com. Thanks to the National ESL admins. And we will jump into the second game, guys. So hold on tight. We'll be right back.